Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze is sponsored by Movie Group, founder of the Dream Network channel. Learn more at dreamnetworkchannel.com.
Welcome back to Desertwood Days. Today we have the talented actress, Ms. Amena Alwareeth. I didn't get that last name right.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining
Thank you
us.
for having me.
Such a
This
pleasure.
is so exciting.
Love that green top on you.
Thank you.
Beautiful
Thank
color.
you.
Well, let me not sit on my pillow here
Uh-huh.
for a pillow. So how have you
I've
been?
been well. Very well, thank you. Yourself?
Awesome. Good. Enjoying having you here today.
Thank you.
So you are an actress here in Arizona.
Mhm.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So when did you decide that you wanted to get into this acting industry?
Well, acting has always been a passion of mine. I think from young ages, it started out with dance, to be honest. I've
Okay.
always been very theatrical, very dance, very artsy. So in my very, very toddler years, I was into dance, even
Okay.
into elementary and high
I can
school.
see you.
Right, yeah, all kinds of dance, hip hop, belly dancing, everything. But then as I got older, I found a passion for theater and for acting, and for me it was kind of a release, if you will.
Right.
Yeah, so
It is totally a relief.
it allows me to be able to kind of disappear,
Mhm.
from whatever's happening
Get out
in
of
the
Amena's
moment.
world.
Get out of Amina's world and step
Right.
into somebody else's.
Yes.
So
that is the beauty of it.
absolutely.
You're in this world that has nothing to do with being the responsible Amena.
Absolutely.
So, Amena, you've been dancing and performing since a little one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of times we get older
Mm-hmm.
and we get back in the industry. We forget about where it started.
Started.
We really do, and we lose a lot of the stuff
Absolutely.
that made us who we are, I should say,
Mhm.
because that's who you are.
Mhm.
So, can you remember back? I mean, what was it that inspired you in dancing and performing? Was there someone that inspired you?
Inspiration wise, I mean, I know it sounds silly, and I'm going way back to like the oldies, to the greats. I idolize Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, yes.
And I used to, and I know that my older sister used to turn on Shirley Temple, and I know a lot of people probably don't remember that, but there was a lot of just a lot of the old greats.
Yeah.
My older sister raised me,
Uh-huh.
and she was very big on, I'm going to get you kids used to the classics, because she raised me and my two younger sisters.
Right.
So she was always turning on classics.
Right.
That's why I became very infatuated with like Elvis and Marilyn
Right.
Monroe and Shirley
I-
Temple and
I
the dancing
totally
and the acting.
understand.
So,
And you know what, which is, getting engulfed in classic was a good thing,
mhm.
because it wasn't just about acting.
Right.
You had the music, you had the
Absolutely.
dancing.
Yeah.
It was a lot going on in one with one movie.
Absolutely.
It wasn't just about acting.
No, it was very much so a musical in and of itself.
Right.
It told a story,
Right.
through the dance, through the movements, through.
Mhm.
So I believe that honestly that's where it all started. I have a picture. When I was 3, my father was having lunch with some of his buddies, and there's a photo of me that just very randomly, and I remember this like it was yesterday for some very bizarre reason. It like really is vivid in my mind. I stood up and I put my hands over my head and I started to shimmy on the chair, and my dad's looking at me like, what are you doing? We're having lunch, and all the guys just started laughing, and then they were just kind of like cheering me on and egging me on to keep going. Yeah, it became very cute. So then my dad.
Dad's like, where'd you get that from?
He really did. Yeah, he was like, what? Where did that come
So
from?
cute.
But it was cute.
I was just noticing your earrings. Those are beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
These are
And
yeah,
the matching
and the matching bracelet.
Yes.
Yeah, and the ring.
Wow.
These are actually very sacred stones. I am Middle Eastern, and these are from Yemen.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very, very rare. These are rare stones, and Yemen is known for its silver.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Beautiful.
I very much so pride myself on wearing authentic,
Yes.
Yemeni jewelry.
I mean, it represents your culture, so you
Absolutely.
should.
Yes.
Yes, you most definitely should. A lot of times we forget.
Mhm.
And we don't, I don't want to say we forget, we just move on. And we forget about the things that maybe our grandparents laid upon us, or maybe
Yes.
because I remember some of the things. I tell you, I used to love playing in my grandmother's jewelry and her old hats and things like that. And you think back in our cultures,
Mhm.
those things meant something
Oh,
to
absolutely.
them. It wasn't that they just, I just had this stuff laying around.
Yes.
It may have been passed on from generation to generation.
And we have a lot of things that were passed down through generation, whether it's the old world kind of like water
Yes.
pitchers and whatnot, and they're
Yes.
made out of clay, and we have
Yes.
a piece that's probably about 100 years old.
Oh my.
It's very, very delicate, and
Right.
it's like a prized possession. We just
Wow.
but at the same time, I am first generation here for my family.
Okay.
Although I do go back quite frequently. I haven't since 2013 because of the war that has been going on over there, and
Right.
but I do want to take my girls. I think it's important. I try to
Right.
instill, cultural values, and yes, we are out here, and I was born and raised out here, but I have the best of both worlds.
Right.
I
you can't forget who you are.
No,
That's the thing, because that's the beauty of it. Being able to
Absolutely.
take who you are and your culture and
Mhm.
and put it into everything that you do. Put it into
For sure.
performing. Put it into if you're a singer, a dancer, being able to utilize those things.
Absolutely.
That's the beauty of it.
Absolutely.
I mean, and speaking of the beauty of being able to bring your culture, we're now seeing more diversity in filmmaking, being an actress, as and being a mature woman. And I like to say mature woman because you know what, we get so that we see so much of the roles are for the younger,
Right.
but we tend to forget there's a need for the mature
Absolutely.
individuals as well. So
Absolutely.
we can't shove them. We have to make sure that they're known too. How has this change affected you and your career in the acting field?
Personally, with diversity, I love that I'm starting to see more Middle Easterners. I can tell you that there's a stigma that comes behind being Middle Eastern. Pre 9/11, Middle Easterners were, without getting too political about it, were portrayed as the women were oppressed. They were, they had to be submissive. They had to serve the sheikh.
Right.
The men were portrayed as barbaric or oil sheikhs or whatever. Whereas post 9/11, they all of a sudden became terrorists, unfortunately. And I obviously that's not a representation of true Middle Eastern people, culture, what they bring to the table. And I feel that now they're getting better. There's more of a need for it in Hollywood. They used to get people who were not Middle Eastern to portray Middle Easterners. So I love the fact that they're becoming more inclusive and more diversified.
Right.
So
and that's a change that I love, that you're seeing that you're seeing them utilizing Middle Eastern individuals to play those roles.
Absolutely.
Instead of putting someone else in it that's not.
Right.
But I love that. Can you tell us about let's say one of your favorite roles and why?
Okay, so actually one of my favorite roles that it was a theater role. It was a portrayal of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a Middle Eastern role per se,
Mhm.
but somehow I initially was helping choreograph dance sequences for the kids that were in this. And one day, the director during lunch break saw me turn on Arabic music, and I was just kind of dancing on the stage. Nobody was in the stage, so I had no idea. And when I was doing my little shimmy, 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 turned around and
You love to shimmy, don't you?
I do love to shimmy. And the director and all the kids were standing there, and she was like, "You have to put that in the show." I was like, "Oh my god, okay." So I actually ended up choreographing about 4 different sequences for that, and that was the longest play theatrical performance that director had for Contra Costa Civic Theater. Yeah, it was a 2-hour performance, and we had to add 2 more shows because it was popular in demand. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Do you have a preference over theater and film?
I mean, obviously my passion is film.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to be in film. Theater is a little more challenging.
Yeah.
You know, you're in the moment.
Yeah.
You mess up, there is no take backs.
Right.
You know, you just
Well,
gotta roll with it.
Unless you mess up, nobody knows you mess up.
Right, absolutely. But yeah, that very same performance, she wanted me to do a solo belly dance ensemble.
So do you do much belly dancing?
I do.
Do you do it professionally?
Not professionally.
No,
but I grew up doing a lot of Middle Eastern dancing.
Okay, well,
so
you have to teach me.
I will teach you on the next one. I'll bring the belt for you.
We've had a couple of belly dance productions here on the show.
That
in
would be
season
awesome.
1. Yeah, they were awesome.
Aww.
Yes. I enjoyed it. I told them I always wanted to learn the belly dance.
I can teach you.
Yes. So, with the dancing, do you foresee yourself doing a dance role? Would you like to do a dance role?
I think it would be fun. I would definitely be in my element. I am a kid at heart. I feel like I never grew up, to be quite honest.
And that's the way you should be as an actress.
And that's,
right.
and people don't understand it, but I literally live in the moment. Like, you turn on some music, I will turn into a kid real fast. I will not stop dancing, and I've done it before where I've danced for 5 hours straight.
Oh, I can hang out with you. Girl.
Yeah.
So, I want to go back to the Middle Eastern topic again.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an actress, a Middle Eastern actress that inspires you that's currently working?
That is a good question. I think, honestly, because I haven't really, and I'm embarrassed to say this, but because I'm out here,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really delved into Middle Eastern movies per se.
Oh, okay.
Everything that I've seen that is semi-remotely Middle Eastern, or they have Middle Eastern, themes, have not been real Middle Eastern actresses.
Oh, okay.
So there isn't a Middle Eastern actress per se.
But they have someone playing the role.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to have to look into
We
this.
will definitely look into that, because I was thinking about it, because for myself personally, like, I'm a huge Disney fan. I'm a huge, Harry Potter fan. I'm a huge, I love Disney films, and Angelina Jolie killed it with Maleficent.
Yes, she did.
And yes. I love her as an actress. Yeah. I love Meryl Streep.
Yes.
When she did Devil Wears Prada.
Yes.
Amazing actresses, very strong actresses. Yes.
So, what would what do I want to say? What would you say to I'm going to say women over 40?
Mm-hmm.
Who, there is so much ageism out here.
Yeah.
And people wonder why people don't like talking about their age, especially in the industry,
Mm-hmm.
because there is so much ageism out there. What do you say to these ladies that thinks that they're too old to be a kid?
I say you're never too old. You are absolutely never too old. Follow your dreams, follow your passions. If there is something that you truly love and are truly passionate about, it is within you to make it happen.
Right.
Your destiny your dreams, your goals should never be in the hands of another.
That is true.
Yeah,
that
definitely
is true.
So
I saw you on a poster on social media and one of your, I don't know if it's a current film or a film you've done a while ago, but you look like this hot super chick on there. Tell us about that film. And one of our past guests, David Walton, was on there, and I made the comment that he looked like Superfly.
Yes, I love David.
So tell us about that role, because you look super hot in that
Thank
poster.
you. I was just really, because I was just like, oh my God, I look so scraggly in this poster, and they all laughed about it. We basically, it was a 48-hour challenge.
Okay.
We did a zombie apocalypse, and essentially we each had our own roles. We were filming probably till like 3 a.m. Yeah.
I remember those challenges.
But it was a lot of fun.
Yes,
it was a lot of
they
fun.
are.
It was a short, obviously. We got a lot of, I know myself personally, my DMs were just blowing up because they were just like, where's the rest of it? We want to watch the rest of it.
Oh, they wanted more.
They wanted more.
Yes.
And I shared it with the group. I'm like, should we turn this into like a full on, like feature type thing? And they were just like, we don't have the budget. We don't have this. I said, well, we can find a way, if we come up with the right story, because it was literally spur of the moment.
So tell me about your character in that challenge.
So my character per se was, we had all, in terms of like the zombie apocalypse and everything that was happening, my character was basically just trying to, we were all separated. We all got separated from each other, and I was trying to find a way out for us. Obviously, I only got so far.
Did you die?
It was not a death, but it was implied at the end. But with the David being infected, and Jared and Kaylee's characters, she was finding like the supplies, and Jared's like trying to hunt them down, and the same thing for me. That one sequence where I was in that hallway. Did you see the flickering lights? That was a very creepy. That was a very, very creepy building. We were the only ones in that building at 2 a.m. and the lights were really flickering too.
Really?
Yeah, we were so.
And I bring that up because, we get stuck thinking, what, I can only play the mom. I can only play this type of role.
Yeah.
But you're stretching yourself, and you're doing these apocalyptic movies. People are doing these bloody, gory type movies. Yeah. Women are playing police officers. Women are playing detectives, and all these other roles that they think that they can't play because they're a middle-aged woman, or they have this body shape or this skin tone. They think they can only play this role.
Right.
But I love seeing women out here playing these superheroes or these scientists, or just evolving and showing that we can do whatever we want.
Well, then you'll love the next couple of films that I'm working on. I can't divulge too much info on it because it's still in the works. But one of them is a psychological thriller.
Okay.
And there is going to be a lot of fighting and action sequences in that I am personally doing. So I'll be training for that.
Wonderful.
I have trained in the past with fight sequences. So this will be challenging, and it'll be a fun role for me. The other one it's obviously they're both fictional. One is psychological thriller. The other one is just a kind of like a fantasy fiction. More along the lines of Vampire Diaries. So there's vampires in that one. Right. But there's also action sequences in that one as well.
Right.
So
and that's one thing. You just named out some things that you were doing, but don't think you're going to be out there being Cowgirl Jane and you'll not ride a horse.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Not.
Don't think you're going to be out there fighting and you haven't gotten yourself prepared for it. It's about investing in yourself and getting yourself prepared for these roles that you want to capture.
For sure. Like, and like I said, for me personally, I have to invest in myself. I have to believe in myself.
Because if you don't, no one else will.
Absolutely.
So where can our audience find you?
I am on Instagram. My first and last name, Amena Alwareeth.
You see how fancy
I-
she said that.
So I'll spell it AMENA Alwareeth. So yeah, I'm still trying to get myself on Facebook. Everybody keeps telling me you got to get on Facebook, and I'm like, ugh, Facebook, okay.
Well, you know what? A lot of people, as far as for their business, they're moving off and onto Instagram, Twitter, and a lot of those other platforms. Well, it was such a pleasure having you here with us
so
today.
much for having me. It was such a pleasure. It was awesome.
Thank you, and we look forward to more of Amena.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
And we
much.
thank you for joining us here today on Desertwood Days.